Hey guys, it's Crystals here. Today we're going to be bringing you a kind of a fun video. It is going to be a melee guide video, and for more detail on that, we're going to be talking about the melee weapons you can actually buy though in the store, meaning the combat axe, the machete, and the cavalry saber. We would not be talking about the bomb lance or any other of the large slot weapons that have melee attachments, kind of like the riposte weapons, the bayonet, talons, and the strikers. Those will have its own separate videos in the future. So, with that out of the way, let's get started. The first weapon on the list here is the combat axe. The combat axe is a medium slot weapon. So you got to use it with other medium slot weapons. If you want to use a large slot weapon, you need the trait Quartermaster. So do keep that in mind. Pairing with this weapon, I really like to use dual wielding, or my favorite one is the Winfield Vandal. They kind of go really well together as a medium/close range weapon. The combat axe costs only $500, and it's locked though at rank 1, so you get it right out the gate. So it makes it a really nice melee weapon. The second melee weapon on the list is the machete. The machete is a small slot weapon. You can pair this with anything, any other launch up weapon. It's really good as a follow-up weapon, so use it with strong ammo like the Sparks, the Lebel, Mosins. But anything will work. The machete only costs $1,800 and is unlocked at rank 12. The cavalry saber is next. The cavalry saber is a small slot weapon yet again. It's a good follow-up weapon, but difference is the cavalry saber can actually one-shot hunters to the upper body and the head. So you could use it as a main weapon also, but I do enjoy it as a follow-up. Yet again, I like bringing this with strong, long ammo weapons like the Sparks. But yet again, anything will work. The cavalry saber costs $60 and is unlocked at rank 62. Now, all of these melee weapons that we just went over do have their pros and cons, and they also have counter weapons to them. The counter weapons are kind of big. The counter weapons to these weapons are shotguns, crossbows. So shotguns, pretty self-explanatory, and crossbows should be also. With melee weapons, you have to get very close to your target. You have to be right in that 15 to 10 meter range, and shotguns are a one-shot kill at that point. And crossbows are also one-shot kill at that point too. The regular and the short bolt are very strong weapons. So if you see hunters using those, play distance, use your other weapon instead, like the Winfield Vandal or the Sparks. Would be better advised, or use your tools, which we'll get into later. So with that, let's get into some pros and cons of all of them. So pros to the saber. The saber has a very big pro, and it is that it has the longest reach though of all of the melee weapons that we're going over. So you could use a heavy attack on the saber, and you could actually kind of keep your distance still with your heavy attack. The other pro, as we already kind of mentioned, is the saber can one tap a hunter, an enemy hunter, to the upper chest and head, which makes it a very great weapon at that. The saber also has the second highest damage at a 168, 68 with the heavy attack. Overall, though, it's a great weapon to one-tap hunters or as a follow-up weapon to get kills, to guarantee the kill, or to apply pressure. Second, the machete. All right, so the machete is rough. In my opinion, it is the worst of the three, but that is just my opinion. I still have a blast with it though, but it's definitely a weapon for everybody. And it does have some huge cons to it. First, it cannot one tap a hunter at full health with a heavy attack to the upper body, only a headshot. So it does take two swings to kill hunter. That is bad because you're giving the enemy hunter time to react and kill you. Not fun. The second con, and this is kind of the deal breaker for a lot of people, is the reach. The heavy attack does a slash, so it slashes outwards. It only hits hunters that are kind of right near you, and you really have to be real close, that 5 meter range, or even closer. And that does put you at a huge disadvantage. Um, so yeah, it's rough. But pros to the machete, though, it is unlocked at a very low rank. As I said before, it is unlocked at rank 12. Another pro is its cost. $1,800 is not bad. I do like using the machete as a great follow-up weapon. Don't go in there and rush a hunter and try to get a kill like you would with the cavalry saber. What you want to do with the machete is hit them with like the sparks or any other weapon, and as they hide behind a corner healing, then you want to do the rushing because they're going to be in animations like trying to use the medkit or a syringe. So the machete is a really great follow-up weapon, not a great main weapon. So yeah. And the last of this is the combat axe. Now I am biased on this one. The combat axe is my favorite of the three, so there's that out there. But the combat axe has some cons, and it does have some pros, like all of it. The pros of the axe is that it can one tap a hunter at full health, just like the saber. Cons of the axe is that the stamina the axe uses is substantial. It's a lot. You can only get rough about 3 heavy attacks in. Uh, yeah, stamina shots are very important, the combat axe. But that's that. Other than that, though, just like the machete, the axe has a short range. So with the combat axe, it's an arc. So it goes like the heavy attack goes from the head downwards. And with that, you do have to be in that 6-meter range to hit the hunters. So many people don't like the range. That's why a lot of people use the saber because, like I said, the one big pro to the saber is the range. Pros, though, another pro for the combat axe is the damage. It is the highest damage dealer out of these new weapons that we're going in. And yeah, I think it's a 300 something if I remember correctly. I will fact check that in a bit and put it down below in the description. But it's one of the highest damage dealers. It's amazing. It does have 2 other pros that the other ones don't. First off, it is unlocked at rank 1. Get it right out the gate. It doesn't matter if you prestige, or it doesn't matter if you just bought the game, going to have the combat axe. And the last one is this the cost. It only costs $500. That is just amazing. It's a stupidly cheap weapon and a very powerful weapon at that. So I do advise using it quite often. It can be used as a follow-up weapon or a main damage dealer. You get a flash bomb in, you could rush it and take it, take the kill, which makes it really good. Other than that, all these melee weapons share 2 other pros. First off, rushing a enemy hunter melee, they're going to be terrified. It is a terrifying thing. They're going to start panicking. They're going to try to spam you down with the fanning or the officers. They're going to try their best to kill you, but they're going to be panicking. They're going to get out of position, and that's going to be really good for you. You want that to happen. So that's a huge huge pro. Like I said, panic comes mistakes. The second one, and this is something I think people kind of take for granted, is that you're not going to have any issue of AI in this game. If you bring melee weapons, AI is just a joke. It doesn't matter. You can kill anything and everything. The only one I wouldn't advise trying to kill with machetes or with any of the melee weapons is the meatheads. Just don't. That's not a good idea. But every other any other AI in the game could be taken out fairly easily. So that brings us to our next section, loadouts. So with these, we're going to be over tools and consumables. The tools, kind of boring, but yet again, to keep it simple, bring dusters. Dusters will help you kill any other AI in the game. Most importantly, the immolators. Med kits, so you can continue healing. Self-explanatory. If you're playing duos or trios, I do recommend you bringing choke bombs. Burning an enemy hunter or getting burned is not having one of your teammates get burned is not fun. Choke bombs can help that. The last couple slots are just kind of up to you in reality. If you want to continue being quiet through the map, I advise bringing throwing knives. You can get rid of dog kennels, chicken coops, and stuff like that, which is very, very handy. Or if you just want to be kind of a meme lord, bring alert traps for those red barrel kills. Always fun to do, and when they do work, it is enjoyable. Consumables, yet again, boring, but we're going to keep it very, very simple. I really enjoy bringing just a simple vitality shot. Not a weak vitality shot, a full vitality shot. That bring flash bombs. Flash bombs are just very, very nice. And with this, we're going to be talking about flash bombs for a quick second because a lot of people don't know how they work. If you throw a flash, don't throw it in the room you're in. Because you're going to be flashing yourself for the full duration also, and that's not good. You don't want that to happen. Make sure you throw the flash and either be behind a cover or you throw it into a building and you get the flash and you go into that building. Don't throw it in the building you're going to be throwing it like you're already in because that's not going to work for you. So like I said, bring a flash bomb. If you don't have access to flash bombs yet, always bring a fire bomb because you could throw a fire bomb in and set them on fire and cause panic that way. And that allows you to go in and get the kill. Other than that, a stamina shot. Stamina shots are great because you have no stamina for 10 minutes. And that means you can continue doing heavy attacks on your melee weapons. You clear AI throughout the map. I advise using a stamina shot either when you get to the boss or around your second clue state, because that should give you plenty of time for PvP fights or to get to the boss and kill it quickly. Yeah, other than that, the last slot, really up to you. You could bring more flash bombs. You could bring an antidote shot if you just don't like being poisoned. All of them are really good ideas. With these consumables in mind, though, the idea behind it is to rush the boss with the melee and kill the boss as quickly as possible. Or if you get to the boss and realize that it's red, like there's enemy hunters there, rush in with those tools, throw those flash bombs, and kill them while they're distracted. It's a really fun play style. It is actually really great that way. So with that, let's get to basic strategy. Basic strategy to the melee game. It is pretty simple. If you see a hunter and he has distance, use your other weapons. You have the other weapons for a reason. If they're keeping distance, it's gonna be a gunfight. Not always fun, but it will be. Use those wind fields I talked about, those sparks. Every shot you take, try to close that distance. So take a shot, rotate around. Try to keep closing distance on them, because eventually you're going to be in that distance where you can flash them and get a melee kill. So there's always that. Other than that, that's about it. Like I said, melee is really great for boss kills. If you get to a boss layer before anybody else, you could kill that boss fairly quickly. Usually under a minute. No, nothing really too big whatsoever. I would say the biggest thing for strategy is if you are going to start rushing somebody like a Mad Bull with a melee weapon out, do not run it in a straight line. Do not make it easy for them to shoot you. You don't want that. Zigzag around. Avoid shots. You know what I mean? Like, do anything you can to avoid getting hits. You know what I mean? So like I said, yeah. Other than that, we're going to talk about health bars real quick. Health bars are always kind of interesting because a lot of people, don't think about them, but we will talk about them for a second. If you're playing duos or trios, what you want to get is a big bar on your left-hand side, and all the other bars you want to be small as possible. So be 50, 25, 25, 25, 25. And why you want that is if you do die and they revive you, you're only missing 25 and you still have 125 total health left. You're not missing 50 and only have 100 health left. So you can actually take more shots, you could get downed more often. So I do advise having as many small bars as possible. Other than that, there is a last keynote to remember, in that melee is not meta on PC. If you're playing console, this is a entirely different conversation, but we're not talking console at the moment. Like I said, it's not meta, meaning you are going to die a lot. It happens. Don't get discouraged. Just have fun with it. It's a fun play style. It might not be for you, and if it's not for you, that's perfectly fine. No one could, argue that. But like I said, you will get used to that. But there's gonna be those times where you just get that melee kill on somebody who's using, the meta weapons like the nitros, the sparks, the automats, and it is the most amazing feeling in the world when you get those type of kills. It is truly amazing. Last is we're going to be talking about traits for a quick second. Traits that are great with this loadout. So if you do get some kills, you do go away and you kill the bounty, get out, and you get some hunter levels. You're going to get some traits unlocked. What traits do you want to bring? Well, there are some really good ones to talk about. First one is determination. Determination, you get faster stamina recovery. Simple as that. You can use your melee weapons, and you're gonna, recover your stamina faster. Simple as that. The second one I really like to bring is Greyhound. Greyhound is simple because you could sprint longer. So you could just continue sprinting throughout the map, and you don't have to worry about your stamina consumption that much, which is really nice. Uh, the next one is optional, but I do view it as one of the best traits in the game, and that is Lightfoot. Lightfoot states you could climb, vault, fall, jump. You can do all of that silently. Meaning, if you're trying to get the advantage on somebody, like you're trying to sneak around and get to a boss location with your melee, you climb up that ladder, and they won't be able to hear you climbing that ladder. It is very important. The last one is a newer trait that just came out. It is called Whispersmith. Whispersmith states it reduces the noise when switching equipment. So when you switch from your main hand to your secondary weapon, you won't be making noise, which makes it very, very useful. Um, yeah, with that, those are the traits I do recommend bringing. I do hope you all enjoy this video. I understand that this is going to be a longer video, but I hope everybody doesn't mind that. Other than that, I hope everybody has a great day.